gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 130 of the ItsObviousGaming podcast. I'm your host, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Jacob, is this some sort of makeshift scarf you have here?
Yeah.
Is this a hoodie? Is that you have?
Yeah, oh, it's a jacket.
Okay. Is it just keeping your neck warm?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm so interested in your outfit of choice this morning. You see, I have a pair of jeans on, two jackets, because, you know, it is a little chilly, and it's also a little chilly in my room typically, but you have on a beanie with a long sleeve shirt and shorts on, but then you're using the hoodie as a scarf.
I literally rolled out of bed and just threw this stuff on.
That's great. I mean, I do that many mornings of my life, but I'm glad you're here with us, and I'm glad you're bundled up.
Yeah. Sorry, this is the only time I could do it today.
Oh, that's totally fine. I mean, we do what we have to here. It's kind of bizarre. I'll let Preston finish this intro. I don't want to go on too much of a tangent here, but it's a weird morning for us.
And Jacob Balka.
Hi.
I guess you already kind of had an introduction.
Yes.
Are you cold?
No.
Just cozy?
I'm comfortable.
You look cozy. I mean, you look like the kind of man that I'd like to cuddle right now.
Yeah?
Seriously, I mean, you're bundled up. I mean, anyone bundled up like this is prime for cuddling.
Oh, thank you.
We can hop right in that bed before you leave and, spoon a little bit and kiss you goodbye. How's that sound?
Only if it's on camera.
Absolutely. Do you have work today? Is that why you're having to leave at 12:30?
Yeah.
So it's currently 11:14 a.m., which sounds like it's literally almost noon, but I didn't get in bed till 4 last night. I got back up at 9 because I got home late from work. But it is Wednesday morning here in Atlanta, Georgia, where this is the first time we've ever shot the podcast on a Wednesday due to our conflicting schedules. I have to go out of town this weekend. Jacob's got to work tomorrow till a late hour, and I have to be up Friday morning at like 3:30. My flight's so early. So we cannot get together on Thursday, so we're having to compromise and do a Wednesday podcast, just a few short days after we shot the last episode. That's quite all right. A few exciting things have happened in the news. Before we get to that, dudes, tell me how your week has been so far. I haven't seen Preston in a few days. I think I saw you Monday night, Jacob.
Yeah, we did some Let's Plays.
Yeah, I'm excited for those. I finally get to sit down and edit them after this podcast today. I have a full day to edit, so it'll be fun.
Exciting.
I love when, this is rare for us these days especially, but when you and I shoot multiple videos back to back and I can just sit and edit them all at once and then just schedule them to come out. That's so nice because I have a bunch
Makes
of time.
you feel efficient.
Well, yeah, that and just I know that videos are coming and I can just sit there and enjoy life for an hour. I don't have to worry about editing anything, so it's nice. But I'm excited for those videos. They were fun ones.
Cool.
Yeah, what have you been up to, Preston?
Just work.
Cool.
Nothing besides that.
Great. How's that going? You said it was pretty easy, right?
No, it's fine.
Nice. Are you in Atlanta now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I guess.
All I did was I woke up, I think it was Tuesday morning. Maybe it was Monday morning. And COG had a PS4 gift guide for Christmas 2017 article they want turned into a video.
I watched that.
Oh, cool. I had actually a lot of fun editing that video. Anything with PlayStation I like doing. But
I had like a lot of dislikes for some reason.
That's any media's audience just hates everything. If you're IGN, GameSpot, even if you're someone smaller like COD Connected, if you're a media outlet, people want to ruin you for some reason. So I don't know why. But I was going to do an Xbox one. I don't know if I'm going to have time or not before I go to town. But
I can make it for you really quick. It's just it doesn't exist.
Right.
That's the video.
That's what's funny.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
On our Slack where we all communicate, they had a couple article things I wanted to do for most anticipated games of 2017. There's like a PS4 one, an Xbox one, a PC one, and a couple other ones. And of course, the first person jumped on PlayStation. There's like 1,000 things to do most anticipated. And then I'm like, everyone's sitting on Xbox is like, what on earth do you have to look forward to on Xbox next year? I mean, Crackdown, I think, is one of them. What else? Sea of Thieves. Halo 6, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else is coming to Xbox?
Something else.
I'm not trying to crap all over it. We have an Xbox community question.
State of Decay 2.
That's another one, yeah. I haven't played the first one, but I know there's a lot of hype for that game.
Is there?
From fans of that game that I hear talk about it, seem excited about it. Now, those are few and far between because I don't keep up with a whole lot of Xbox people, but when I hear them talk about it, they seem pretty pumped.
Yeah.
That's about it that I can think of.
Yeah.
Correct us in the comments, any diehard Xbox fans, what you're excited about next year.
PUBG, the end of this year.
Hey, speaking of
Xbox, that's a huge one.
Yeah, that is massive.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xbox, you kindly gave me a $25 Xbox gift card.
I did, yeah, from my aunt who gave it to me, and I was so appreciative, but I chuckled when I opened it up. It was Xbox. So I gave it to Preston because I know you have the new Xbox One S, a new fancy 4K TV. So
I
if you guys
put
used
it to
yet?
good use.
Yeah, what was it?
I bought Gears of War 4 finally.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and promptly downloaded it on my computer.
That's great.
Yeah, I played the first.
Does it
mission.
run on in 4K on your PC?
Yeah, the recommended settings were everything on Ultra at 4K.
Does it look awesome?
It looks really good. It doesn't look as good as I thought. I guess it's just is it old? It's not that old.
It's only like a year old.
I've played games that look better than it, but it still looks really good.
How much have you played?
I beat like the first. Well, I kind of skipped through the cutscene at the beginning because it was super late at night.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to kind of go to bed, and it took forever to download. It was like 110 gigabytes. Like, it was a huge game. So I just jumped in really quick, skipped the cutscene, and I was playing as somebody I don't even know who I was playing as.
I think the blonde guy.
No, I had a helmet on.
I can't remember.
I looked like that
Carmine.
Carmine. Yeah, I looked like him. But
I can't remember. Oh! At the very beginning, you play as just a standard soldier. I think it's right before the Locust War starts.
Okay. I shot a few things, killed a few things, and I just stopped playing. I'll start it over again and actually watch the cutscenes and stuff. But I'm actually really excited to play that game. I haven't played a Gears game in a long time.
Yeah, so. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, I don't think anything will live up to the hype of Gears 2 for me as far as Gears of War is concerned, but I enjoyed Gears 4 for what it was. I won't say I'm necessarily excited for another one, but I'll probably play. It's kind of like the same situation with Halo, where I'm like, this is the story. I mean, I think Gears 4 story is way better than Halo 4 and 5 story, but I don't know, I'm not that excited for it. I feel like Gears had its time in my life on 360, and now it's kind of just whatever to me. But still a really good game.
Yeah. I'll play it when I get through the stuff that I have right now. So
yeah, a couple things from me. I actually only one thing, I think. Yeah, two things. It has to do with Netflix. I finished Death Note last night. Finally, the anime.
The anime?
Yeah, dude. The ending. I'm not going to spoil it. No one panic if you haven't seen Death Note. But the ending was not only excellent, but so sad. I was like, because there's a certain way I wanted it to end, and I was really hoping for it. And this is the first show in a long time where I was feeling the I don't want to spoil the way I felt because it might give it away, but I was feeling a certain way, and I haven't felt that way in watching something in a while. It's because I told you the show went on for so long. I mean, I'd almost accepted that it was never going to end. It's like, this show's going to go on forever. And there were a few episodes where I was like, okay, I don't see what the point of this is, but in the grand scheme of things, at the very end, I can see why it was written the way it was. And it was outstanding character development on all fronts. I mean, from beginning to end, especially with the main characters, I was blown away at the character development. And the way it all wrapped up, I was like, man, that isn't necessarily the way I wanted it to end, but it ended beautifully. And I can see now why it's one of the most famous anime out there. And now I also understand the hate for the live-action version. Now, I enjoyed the live-action version because that was the first taste of Death Note I ever had. And I was like, oh, that was a pretty good movie. I don't see why people hate it so much. And then you watch the anime, and I'm like, no, I don't hate the live-action movie after seeing the anime, but I understand why people that started with the anime hate the live-action so much, because it is the worst representation of the source material. But then again, the writers of the live action version may have just been taking creative liberties to make like the American version of Death Note. But I loved it, man. It was so good. So I don't know, I think I'm going to start that what's called My Hero Academia next.
Yeah, I think in English it's just My Hero Academy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah.
I always get corrected on my Japanese pronunciations. That's why I'm hoping I never have to interview a Japanese developer or anything. I've had multiple opportunities. I always hand it off to someone else because I'm not really an expert on their games or anything.
I need to get back into that show. I watched the first 6 or 7 episodes and I liked it, but not it. I wasn't like dying to get back to it. Yeah. But I'm not dying to watch really anything.
I mean, let's be honest. No anime is ever going to live up to the excellence of Dragon Ball GT or anything.
Exactly.
So that or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, well, I also started the show Godless, the new Western TV show on Netflix. Have you heard of this?
No.
Well, I heard of it. I didn't even know it existed until Rian Johnson tweeted about it, director of Star Wars The Last Jedi, and said it was beautiful. He said it was amazing. And I was like, well, if he says that, that's a man I trust. I was like, I'm going to check this show out. So it is a Western TV show on Netflix. And I can say, I haven't even finished the first episode. I'm about half an hour in, and I'm already really into it. If you enjoy Westerns, I highly suggest you and Lizzie should start it.
I do enjoy Westerns.
On your fancy new TV, dude, holy crap. I'd come watch it with you if you'd have me.
Sure. So, come on over.
Cool. Can I sit in between you guys?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, why don't we just tell her to not come? It'll just be us.
Lizzie?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll just be us.
That sounds good.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah. I highly suggest everyone checking it out if you're into Westerns.
Better yet, she could make you some food while you watch it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else from you guys?
Man, I got the new iPhone.
Oh, yeah, you did. And it didn't wake you up this morning.
No.
Yeah.
And I Googled it, and apparently that's a problem. When you switch phones and you download everything from your backup, the alarms can get messed up. So I cleared my entire alarm system, and I have to make new ones. So yeah, I'm glad today wasn't a work day, because that would have really boned me. So I'll experiment with it later, like setting alarms and seeing when they go off and stuff.
I have 3 sources for alarms these days, because that happened to me one too many times with my iPhone. So I have my iPhone, because it usually goes off. That's the first one. I have like 20 alarms set for like multiple hours. And like, if I'm going to be late, at least I can at least be 7 hours late if I hear my alarm 7 hours from now, just in case. But I have my sonic bomb alarm, which is very loud. And then I also have my laptop alarm across the room. So I have to get up and turn it off. And my laptop alarm, I intentionally set for the very last minute I can sleep in. So when I get out of bed, I'm like, well, I have to be out of bed now, so I'll shut that one off last. But those are my 3 sources, and that's been working for me, thankfully.
I should probably buy just a regular alarm clock.
Yeah, I travel with that sonic bomb because I can't rest my phone.
That has like a vibrator thing you like shove under your pillow, right?
I used to use that. I stopped using it because my pillow's so thick that I couldn't feel it.
Okay.
But if you have a pretty thin pillow, it shakes your entire head.
Okay.
So
sounds
I might invest in one of those. But besides that, I really enjoy it. It's a very pretty screen.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And especially like Animal Crossing on that thing.
Does it look awesome?
Yeah, it looks really good.
What a great game.
I've liked that game.
I want to get into it because everyone's freaking out about it, and I played it, like I said, for an hour. Not even an hour. It was like 20 minutes, and I was like, I don't know about this.
That's the thing, is like, I don't even know if it's a good game, but
it's just something to do.
It's just something to do, and it rewards you visually. Like when you help the animals, they're just happy and they clap for you, and I just like it. So
I couldn't get
animals.
into it. I've played it like a couple times. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm into it. I play it every day. I just got up to, I think, my 10th friend at my campsite.
You have so many friends.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
I have the bald eagle as a friend.
Same.
Yeah,
he's like, where the fuck is my couch? I'm like, relax, man.
I have a lot of friends on my I have like 8 or 9 friends on my friends list just from random people. So it's good to friend everybody you see, because they can help you get into the quarry. You can send them requests.
Yeah, everyone's wanting to go into this quarry. What is this? It's like where people do drugs or something in Animal Crossing? What's happening there?
You get a shovel, you can smack rocks and get good materials.
For like building furniture and stuff?
I'm not exactly sure what it's for. I haven't used any of it yet, but it's good. It's rare materials. So if you get 5 friends to help you go to the quarry, you can either do that or you can spend 20 leaf tickets. So, it's better to do it for free.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I like it. I think it's fun. It's something to, play when I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, maybe I'll dabble in it.
What is the conversion rate from dollar to leaf ticket? US dollar.
I think you can get like 200 for a couple of bucks.
Wow, so leaf tickets are very good.
But then again,
currency.
But you get a
leaf
crap ton of leaf. I've never even had the need to buy leaf tickets.
Are leaf ticket purchases expensive in the game? Like, 200 leaf tickets sounds like a lot, but a standard couch is 400 leaf tickets.
Well, you can't buy furniture unless it's special furniture with leaf tickets. Like there's a KK Slider bench, like the little stool he sits on.
Oh, no way.
And you can buy that with leaf tickets.
And will he come and sit on it?
He'll come and sit on it at your campsite. Rad. And you can also get a Tom Nook chair, and he'll come and just sit.
That's cool.
And
do you get a golden statue at any point, you think?
Probably.
For paying off your loan?
I don't know. Maybe.
What is the loan on? Like the plot of land you're hanging out at?
The loan that you pay is for your camper.
Like my van?
Your van.
Or how did we get it in the first place?
How did you get it?
Did we previously purchase from Tom Nook off screen or something?
Tom Nook isn't even in this game.
Or is he a sleazy bastard?
His son is.
His son?
Timmy or what? Tommy.
Tommy Nook.
Yeah, they sell. But you have to go to the K Motors or whatever it's called, and they'll upgrade your camper to be bigger, have upstairs, and you pay off that loan. So I'm not sure what happens when you completely pay it off, but I went into some guy's camper, just some random guy I found, and it was very big, and it had it upstairs, and it looked really cool.
So, nice. Yeah. So I need to get back into that. I want to have full impressions before I just write it off, because people seem pretty interested in it.
Yeah, so. That's what I don't even. I mean, we talked about it last week. I don't know if it's is good, but I'm having fun, so it's weird.
Is it as good as Thief?
Don't you dare say
okay.
that.
I mean, I had to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
why would you even have to ask?
That's the bar for any game I play. So, speaking of great video games, I was dabbling in Horizon for about 10 minutes before you arrived.
I guess I should buy the new phone. I meant X, not the 8.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm glad you have it, just so I can watch you messing around on it, because I'm still trying to decide if I want the 8 Plus or the X.
Well, I know you had a problem with maybe the screen not being as big.
Yeah.
You know when you use somebody's iPhone and it's a 5 or whatever, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is insanely tiny. I don't know how you function. I did not think that one time switching over to this phone.
Because it's not way smaller than the Plus size.
No, it feels. I mean, I'm sure it's a little smaller, but it still feels really big.
Okay.
But it's like it's a big screen.
It's like they found a happy medium almost.
Hold it like the old iPhone with one hand and easily reach everything.
Okay, so I bet that was part of the intention in the design, is to find the happy medium between tiny and plus.
Yeah, and I like there not being a home button, because you know the janky thing. Oh yeah, and the face thing works incredibly good. The jankiness of like, oh, I need to get to my brightness settings, and you're like constantly pushing up, and sometimes it doesn't work. Well, they changed that to the top, and it works.
Okay.
Instantaneously. So
now, how do you? Because I dabbled on it in some store. I can't remember how I did it. How do you get back to the home screen if you're like inside of an app?
So all you do is just swipe up.
Oh, from that little bar.
Yeah, and to go into your multi tabs, you just hold it up and it goes there. Then you can hold it down and swipe it up. So yeah, there's a few new things.
That's pretty slick, man.
But I mean, it just looks really pretty.
You want to take a portrait of Jacob real quick in your fancy new camera?
Portrait?
Yeah, have you done the studio lighting yet? We have perfect lighting for a portrait right now.
I haven't done anything picture-wise.
I will upload this photograph on the day this episode goes live of Jacob.
I don't even know how to do the camera.
I messed with it in the store and took a picture of my mom.
This is the selfie camera. Has this?
Oh, like you can do like selfie versions of portrait mode now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. No, that's what I was asking. Is that the case?
That is a feature now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Got to figure it out.
So I go to portrait.
Yeah, you go to portrait, and then you can pick different modes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Try studio lighting. It's pretty slick.
Okay.
Wow.
So we got to make sure Jacob.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. Take it. And then I think it renders it and does something cool.
Really?
Wow. That looks pretty professional.
Yeah, let's see it. Wow. Isn't that funny how an iPhone can literally take better pictures than the DSLR?
That's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's in selfie mode.
Yeah.
You just sold me on that phone. That's why I want it.
Okay.
I mean, I know the Plus has the quote-unquote same camera features, but I can't do it. It's like mentally, it's a block I have. It's like the 8 Plus is basically the same thing, but the X is like the big dog.
I asked the guy at the store. He has the 8, and he likes it. And I said, well, what's different? And he said, oh, it's faster processor, which is fine. But that's why I got the X, is because that's the newest thing we've seen in a while. It feels new using it. So that's the main reason I really like it.
Yeah, that picture was handsome of you, Jacob. Holy crap. Can you send that to me later?
I can do that.
Specifically around like 2 or 3 a.m.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. I mean, that's just when my phone works the best. I can probably receive it easily.
I gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah. But speaking of great video games, like I was saying, I was playing Horizon for about 10 minutes before you arrived. I just had this moment. I was like, man, I love this video game.
It's a great game.
It's so good, man. I love it.
It's a good game.
Yeah. Not as good as Zelda. It's a good game.
All right. Yeah, we're going to have that conversation very soon.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all from me so far prior to news. What about you guys?
I went on a long road trip over this past week.
Yeah, how'd that go? We didn't hear about your Thanksgiving.
No, I wasn't here for the last podcast. So I drove up to Mount Carmel, Illinois.
Mount Carmel?
Mount Carmel.
Is it made of caramel?
Mount Caramel?
Is that where caramel originated? Caramel.
Unfortunately not. It has nothing to do with caramel.
Yeah, no offense to anyone who pronounces it caramel, but that makes me cringe every time I hear it.
Yeah.
How about some caramel?
I don't like the word caramel either. I'm with you. But it's a very small little southern Illinois town. Lots of farm fields, lots of well, not this time of year because everything's dead. It's winter time.
So totally, or not really dissimilar from where we live. It's just much colder.
It's
there.
a lot more southern than here. In
Illinois?
In terms of like what it looks like, yeah.
That's interesting.
Like there's not very many people there anymore because there's no jobs there anymore.
Is there cattle?
Everyone's been moving out of the town. It's just like this barren wasteland.
You can be a cattle farmer.
Yeah. Well, even this time of year, there's not much farming going on because it's so fucking cold in Illinois. But that's where most of my family is from. And for the first time in a while, we actually decided to, congregate together in one house and have Thanksgiving.
Did anyone ask you for a pop while you were there?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no mention of pops. We had iced tea and sweet tea. I had a delicious pumpkin pie. Holy crap. It was so good.
I like pumpkin pie.
Pretty good.
How do you feel about pecan pie?
Pecan pie's good, but I always prefer pumpkin over pecan.
See, I don't like that.
I'm an apple man myself.
Well, here, I'll do you one better.
Thanksgiving pie, Garrett.
I know, but
I'll do you one better. There were pecans on my pumpkin pie.
I like that.
Yeah. And they were burnt. Do you like burnt pecans?
Maybe.
You need to try burnt pecans because they're good.
Okay.
They have a different kind of taste.
Candied pecans. Those are really
Candy
good.
Pecans.
Yeah.
What's that?
When you go to the mall and there's the nut man with his stall and
Preston, it's pronounced
he
the
gives
nut
you
man.
some nuts. You've never had that?
No.
They give it to you in a little cone.
No.
It's delicious.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, they're so good.
They're like coated in cinnamon and sugar.
Is this in like one of those candy stores?
No,
you can see them at Disney too.
Yeah,
they're at Disney.
They're sometimes just at the mall, just in the middle of everybody,
and you can smell them from a mile away.
Yeah.
Is it like a Auntie Anne's stand?
Kind of, but for nuts.
Yeah, but for nuts.
Yeah.
The Nutman.
They
for all
take
your nutty needs.
pecans and
Harold
other nuts,
Nutman.
and it's just covered in cinnamon and sugar. They're delicious.
You eat them like a squirrel.
interested.
Yeah, I know you would like those.
You know that?
I do know.
Side note about pecans: my father would literally die if he ate like 2 or 3 pecans. That's how deathly allergic he is to them. He like licks one, it's over. Could kill him.
What if he sniffs it?
I'm glad I haven't discovered anything I'm deathly allergic to yet.
Do you know what the worst nut is? And this is probably a very unpopular opinion, but I cannot stand them.
Don't say it.
Almonds.
Okay.
Can't stand almonds.
I mean,
Almonds are okay.
I don't think they're anything to write home about. But
I can't stand. It's maybe a little strong, but it's my least favorite nut, hands down.
It's almonds he's allergic to, not pecans.
Oh, okay.
Almonds will kill him.
I can do any other nut, dude. Walnuts, get in my brownies. Delicious. So good. Cashews, yes. I will eat cashews all day long.
Cashews are a drug.
Did you say you want nuts in your brownies?
Yeah.
Dude, nuts don't belong in anything but themselves.
Nuts are fine in brownies.
Yeah,
no, they're not.
I would rather have one without them, but
that is effed up, man. I hate.
That's effed up.
I hate nuts.
Like
in
this
anything.
is some weird
like
thing
like
that
nuts and
does.
cookies.
Yeah, good.
Can't do it.
Okay,
No.
so my dad loves mint chocolate chip icing on top of brownies. How do you feel about
mint? So he likes toothpaste on top of brownies.
I'm sorry, not mint chocolate chip. It's just
okay.
It's not toothpaste.
Okay, dude. So Lizzie made brownies a couple of days ago, and I'm pumped. They're the Betty Crocker fudge, just plain brownies. They're really good. I smell them. Just it's coming into my room, and I'm so excited. I run in there. I know they're done. I hear the oven beeping off, so I know the time is now. Run in there, get a big square, shove it in my mouth. She is smiling at me, thinking that she has done a deed for me. And I look at her, I'm like, what did you do? What did you do to this brownie?
What have you done?
And she goes, I put white chocolate in the brownie, which would be fine. And I opened the pantry, and it's white chocolate peppermint bark.
Ugh.
I know. And she's like, I tried to make the brownies Christmassy and festive with peppermint. And I threw it in the trash.
Might as well grind up some candy canes and pour it into the brownie mix.
I said, you made me toothpaste brownies. She was she thought she was, going to surprise me. She did.
Throw the pan against the wall.
I felt bad, but yeah, they were put to waste because peppermint in anything chocolate is awful. Except a York patty.
Those are delicious. The dark chocolate and peppermint.
Yeah, that's
great.
the only exception. But in a brownie or in coffee or anything like that, I can't.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, but nuts, yeah, absolutely. And brownies, they exist there and they belong there.
That's what pisses me off. I think it's Chick-fil-A brownies.
Mm-hmm. Can you at least acknowledge that it is a widely accepted thing that people enjoy? You have to at least accept that, Garrett. You have to accept it because it's true.
I'm sure it is, but I know a lot of people that also don't like nuts. And
that's
pastries.
fine, but a lot of people do like nuts, which is why
brownies a pastry. It's more of a cake.
Some brownies automatically come with nuts, and there are tons of pre-mixed brownies that have nuts in it as well. So it is an acceptable thing that people like.
Yeah, well, nuts are lame, man.
All right. You know deep in your heart that they're acceptable.
I need to clarify, I will eat things with nuts in them, but they just frustrate me the entire time.
I don't know
this
why.
Would be better.
It's just another delicious
nuts.
Texture. It's you have a nice soft brownie, and then there's a crunch there. That's nice.
I prefer a nice steaming hot brownie melting my vanilla ice cream in a bowl.
I enjoy that too.
Without nuts
But if there were walnuts in it, I wouldn't complain.
Brownies are not nearly as good as the batter that you make them from before you cook it.
I don't agree with that. What do you mean?
Like, if you're making brownies, you mix it in the bowl and whatnot. I'd rather just eat it out of the bowl than actually make the brownies and eat them afterwards. Every time. Because every time, we make them at my house.
Like that, that really pisses me off.
Are you kidding me? You've never eaten brownie out of the bowl?
No, it's delicious. Yeah. Sometimes
it's fine. It's
sometimes I wonder if cookie dough is better than the actual cookie.
I want a hot brownie. I've never.
The problem when you make brownies is if you don't eat them within the first few days, they get hard and shit.
Who saves brownies for days?
I don't know. It depends how many you make.
That whole pan is gone in a day if I make brownies.
I'm just saying I don't eat 5 brownies every day.
Brownies the next morning are delicious as well. Yeah,
I agree with that.
So, if you've let your brownies stay for 5 days, maybe you just aren't a brownie guy.
I think we found our first real dispute on this podcast. It's our dessert tastes.
I'm just saying, I don't always like walnuts in my brownies, but sometimes I do. And if one happened to just stumble in there, like at the Chick-fil-A brownie or whatever, I wouldn't complain. I'd still eat it.
Yeah, well, F you.
The only thing we can agree on is the peppermint. Yeah. I don't like that on my brownies for sure.
No way.
Yeah. Anyways, how did we even... Oh, yeah. Nuts. I'll eat any nut, especially cashews. Chocolate-covered cashews are delicious.
I got a nut for you right over here.
Are great. I'm sure you do, Jacob.
You got 2 of those?
Yeah, one for each of you.
Anything but almonds are good.
If you say so.
I do say so.
Yeah. I'm not a nut expert. I'll eat some cashews every now and then.
Yeah. Which are those technically a nut?
They're like a fruit.
They're out of a weird fruit that can poison you if you do it.
It's so strange. I don't know how you describe it. It's like a fruit.
So we're eating
it's like a kidney stone of a fruit, essentially.
We're eating the nuts of a fruit.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exciting. Have you ever seen how cashews come out of that fruit?
Disgusting.
It'll rock your world, Jacob.
Yeah.
You know, like the blue waffle thing that floated around in high school, and everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Is that bad?
This is like the same reaction when I saw the cashews coming out of the fruit.
That's why cashews are so expensive too. Is the process of removing the cashew from this fruit is
really
kind of hard. Yeah, cashews are expensive. Yeah, especially when you compare them to a peanut or anything like that.
You know the classic meme of that old man looking at his laptop at that reaction? That's the reaction you'll have to the picture of the game. We should show him right now on your fancy new iPhone.
Okay.
And then we need to watch the Infinity War trailer because I haven't seen it yet. We're going to do a live reaction on the podcast for the first time ever.
I don't mean to alarm you, but we need to
bail
pick
soon,
this up.
We will get through as much as we can while you're here. We'll do the biggest ones while you're here. How's that sound?
Okay.
Which would be most anticipated game of next year?
This is what cashews come from, Jacob.
What?
I know.
The show coming out of there.
Disturb you? Yeah, it's like a squash taking a shit. That's what it looks like.
Oh god!
It has a squash with a dingleberry. Yep.
A squash with a dingleberry.
So
does that grows on a tree? What kind of tree is that called? I wonder.
I'm not sure.
No idea. An oak tree?
And you said those things are poisonous?
Yeah, you can't eat the fruit or whatever it is.
It's so bizarre. Who figured that out? And like, well, this fruit killed Jerry over there, but let's at least try the nuts. Who wants to beta test the nuts?
These are fantastic.
So it's like the outcast everyone hates and like, hey man, we brought you some nuts. Have a quick taste.
Same thing with like a puffer fish or something that is poisonous unless you cook it a correct way. Like, what line of people tested every way to cook this thing and live, you know?
It's like 5 different samples and only one person survived.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen a lot of effed up stuff.
Is it worth it?
Effed up stuff in my life, but I think the most disturbing thing I've seen in the last 5 years was when there's this clip in Asia, I can't remember which country it was, where this woman was eating some sort of vegetable with a frog that had been cut in half and his guts were hanging out, but the frog was still alive and she was eating him alive. Can you believe that?
I can.
It's like when people eat octopus alive. I mean, that's one thing, but to see a frog cut in half, wondering what's happening to me right now, his guts hanging out, this lady just going to town on him. You think of anything more disturbing? It's like being eaten alive by a bear or a shark when you know you're dying and you're being eaten by something else.
Yeah.
That's got to be horrific. That's got to be the worst way to go. I'm sure.
I don't want anything to do with an octopus. Those are like the most terrifying animals to me.
I've had octopus before.
I think you told me that in one of those Outlast videos we were doing. You said octopuses freak you out.
Yeah.
Giant squids.
Scary.
Exactly,
man.
octopus. But have you had calamari before? Fried calamari?
No.
It's good.
It's a little chewy for me.
It's a little chewy, but still, it's fun.
It's like fish-tasted bubble gum.
No, it's not that bad.
You can blow bubbles with it and everything.
Some Parmesan cheese and marinara. It's good.
Okay.
So
it's probably what it would taste like if you made out with Aquaman. A little fried calamari. Anyway, we digress extremely.
All right, so since this is a kind of a weird podcast, we're doing like, what are we hopping into next? Do you want to watch this trailer? Do you want to?
Well, there's a couple things. We'll watch the trailer right before we go into the Game Awards predictions.
Okay.
But 2 quick things. PUBG is apparently coming to mobile. And on PC alone, it's sold over 20 million copies, and it's about to come to Xbox. It is incredible, the success of that game. I definitely want to try it on Xbox. I don't know if I want to rebuy it, but I find a way to weasel my way into playing it on Xbox.
How are you going to try it without buying it?
I don't know. Maybe I can snag a code from somewhere. I'm going to try.
Can you just plug in a controller on your PC and play it? Did they add that functionality?
That's a good question. I don't know, but that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
It'll eventually make its way to PS4. They would be foolish not to do that. I know they're kind of in bed with Microsoft, but they'll find a way out.
Yeah, I don't know how much Microsoft helped with, helping them release it on Xbox. So
yeah,
maybe they have that locked down pretty well.
Perhaps.
Who knows?
Secondly, while Preston's pulling up their trailer, I actually began writing my review for the Curse of Osiris expansion I saw recently at Bungie yesterday, and I got through almost all of it. I was like, man, I'm actually weirdly, I enjoyed writing about this for some reason, and I'm not at all interested in Destiny. I think it's because I had coffee right before I wrote it, and I was feeling really good. So I blasted it out pretty quickly, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel good about this. And then hours later, we get a post from Deej, straight from Bungie, that says, quote, incoming developer commentary about Destiny. And this was posted yesterday, which was Tuesday the 29th, right? I think it was the 29th yesterday. Anyway, he says, hey there.
28th.
Yesterday was the 28th? So today's the 29th?
Yeah.
Okay. So he said, hey there. Tomorrow we had planned to conduct the final stream prior to the launch of Curse of Osiris to show off some of the weapons and armor the expansion includes. Side note, that stuff is pretty awesome. Continuing on. Instead, we are investing all of our efforts in delivering some higher priority information about Destiny 2. You'll hear from studio leadership about their assessment of Destiny all up. They'll talk about our goals for the game going forward, and you'll also learn about how we're reacting to your feedback with some game updates that will arrive in the next few weeks. That will appear in the Bungie blog on Wednesday. And I was hoping Preston could see if Bungie's already posted what they're talking about, or if they're holding off till later in the day. Because it'd be cool to address it now. Because obviously, normally we do it this coming weekend and then talk about it on the episode. But since we're shooting this so early, we might not be able to cover it.
Where would they post it?
It would be on Bungie.net. Or it might be easier just to search Deej on Twitter because he shares everything.
Oh.
Old Deej. God bless him, man. He is so good at what he does, and he's having to probably take the blunt of the force of this reaction to the whole leveling debacle that Bungie's going through.
So are they... Okay, so apparently they haven't updated it just yet.
Okay.
I don't see anything. So they
canceled that third stream because that was a big part of the developer interview we had when I was at Bungie, and they were talking about the streams they had planned, and there's 3 different embargoes for the content. And I waited to do my full impressions after the third embargo, which lifts on Tuesday, on December 5th of next week. Or tomorrow, technically, if you're listening on Monday the 4th. But they're canceling the third stream. So I don't know if I'm going to get an email saying like, oh, change your plans for the embargo or something. But like I think you said, Jacob, you don't think they'll change anything with the DLC because that's what's challenging about going forward with the DLC. That's why I'm not really excited for the DLC because for what it is, I think it's solid considering it's been in development for only several months now, and it's coming very shortly after the initial launch of the full game. So that in and of itself is impressive, and I think is something I could appreciate as a Destiny fan, to have more Destiny 2 to play shortly after release. But that being said, a lot of people have had growing concerns with the leveling system, with the progression system, a lot of the systems within the game itself, especially the token system. So the fact that Curse of Osiris has been in development for several months, it isn't like they can just completely flip the game's progression system on its head in this expansion, but I think in the next expansion is where major updates can be implemented. I know they'll do little things along the way, but I think the next expansion after Curse of Osiris is where we'll see real change taking place.
If they don't by that point, this game is in huge trouble.
Yeah, I think, knowing Bungie, because I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I've talked to all the guys at Bungie. From who I have talked to at Bungie, they all seem very genuine and awesome, especially Deej. So I think they will be very transparent and honest with how they address this situation. Yeah, it's a sucky situation to be like, oh yeah, we're hiding this system about constraining the leveling system if you do certain activities. I don't know how they're going to address it, but I think they'll be transparent. And I think that my prediction is that in the following expansion, we'll see a very real change come to Destiny. Yeah. Which may bring me back. I do not dislike Destiny 2 at all. It just doesn't really interest me at the moment. So I'd love to pick it up on PC and have a really big reason to come back to it. So
I echo your thoughts exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Preston?
I do too.
Okay.
I echo those thoughts.
Yeah, but I just found that very interesting after this whole reveal that came out. And I was going to say that last week's podcast was titled Two Best Friends Talk About Video Games, but I originally wanted to name it what was I going to name? Oh yeah, Bungie and the Fib from Outer Space, because I thought that fit so perfectly. Everyone's like, Bungie's lying, and Destiny takes place in outer space, and that title, if you're a VeggieTales fan, is originally a Larry Boy title. That's called Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space. Classic Larry Boy episode from VeggieTales. And I thought that fit so perfectly, but me and Preston talked about that story for like 5 seconds. That was the original title of the episode.
You really liked VeggieTales, didn't you?
I love VeggieTales, dude. I grew up on that. I can sing every silly song with Larry song. I won't do it, obviously, but I could sing the cheeseburger song from Mr. Lunt word for word right now on the podcast.
The only one I know was the chocolate bunny one.
The bunny. Oh, I love the bunny. I love that song. See, I sing that about you guys. The Jacob. Oh, I do that for Casey too. Just anyone that has 2 syllables in their name, I can do it. The Preston. The Preston.
Yeah, we get it, Garrett.
Yeah, so
we understand.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
Hey, I was a huge fan, and that's why I was originally going to name the episode that.
I thought it was odd that they were even having a stream to begin with for the gear and like rewards you're getting. Like, why can't they just save that for when we play the game?
Oh, I guess they're trying to excite people. The gear is super cool. I'm sure it's sort of steampunk inspired because Osiris in the lore has been outcast from the tower for so long that he kind of had to build his own weapons and armor, so everything looks very makeshift, like he took materials from the wild to build it all. It looks cool.
See, like the problem, like everyone was mad after the second live stream. Apparently, I didn't watch it, but
I haven't watched any of them.
Apparently, they showed like what you're going to be doing in the DLC, and they showed like the new patrol mission or something, or the public event, and then they showed the adventures, and that's it. That's all they showed.
The public event is really good.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But Mercury in itself is just so small. It's a giant just circle is what it is. And now some of the adventures are cool because they take you in and out of the Infinite Forest, which I think is way more interesting than Mercury, which I don't even know if I can actually talk about all this because the embargo's not up. I can't describe the Infinite Forest. I'm sure everyone's heard that name by now if you've been watching the streams. But I think that portion of the DLC
through
is
one
cool.
Like scenario in the forest on the live stream.
Yeah, that portion's really cool. And I thought the campaign, as short as it is, was pretty solid. I liked interacting with Osiris, and his ghost named Sagira is really cool too. She kind of possesses your ghost and talks to you for the majority of the campaign. Yeah, it's a little disrespectful, I think, but her presence is welcome because of her boisterous personality. That's actually a direct quote from what I wrote about the game.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Well, that's
a fancy word.
Yeah, boisterous. It's kind of, I think it means like lively, and it's the first word that came to mind.
I'm a big fan of the word lugubrious.
Lugubrious?
Yeah.
Is that a real word?
Yeah.
Can you define that for me? Because last week you said, what was that other word you called me?
Lugubrious is like just slothy, slow. You're lugubrious.
Slothy and slow.
Slothy, like a sloth. You're just sluggish, slow.
It's funny because I have a word of the day app on my phone because I want to always improve my vocabulary as often as I can, but I can't retain any of the words because they are so complicated. I'm like, what human being would ever use this word? It's so complicated, it's pointless. And they use it in a sentence that's like the most complicated way to craft a sentence. I'm like, this is like robot speak.
Yeah.
Lugubrious.
No, I was wrong. That's not what it means. It's looking like gloomy or mournful in dismay. So I've been using lugubrious wrong my whole life, but nobody knows that word, so I've been getting away with it.
I'm sure there's words that I've thought, this is very embarrassing. So there's a word, the word epitome exists. Like, oh, that is the epitome of whatever. There's also a word that's pronounced epitome. Yeah. But it has a different definition. Yeah. But they almost look like they're spelled the same. So one time, Zach and I were doing something, and I was reading something out loud, and I pronounced epitome, epitome. He was like, what the hell did you just say? I was like, the epitome. He goes, you mean the epitome? And he and I had like a legit argument for 5 minutes about how to pronounce the word. And I had to prove to him that there's epitome and there's also epitome, but I straight up pronounced it wrong. And I think for my whole life up until that point, I pronounced epitome, epitome. But I know the definition of epitome. Like, I can use epitome in a sentence, but when I read that word, I thought it was epitome. I did that for 22 years of my life.
I had the problem with the longest time of like spelling out definitely and defiantly.
Yes.
I always mix that shit up.
You can very easily mistype that on iPhone because it'll autocorrect to one or the other.
Autocorrect doesn't like to say definitely.
It does not.
It always goes definitively or definity, whatever.
Defiantly.
Defiantly.
Yeah.
Same thing with tomorrow.
Wasn't Defiant that stupid MMO you tried getting into when we lived in the apartment?
Great MMO. It still
Play the game, watch the show.
It's still going on.
There's no way that's...
Yeah, it is, Jacob.
No way.
I follow their Twitter. They're always posting about patch notes and stuff.
It's better than World
Isn't
of Warcraft.
Isn't that on the 360 and PS3?
It's on PC, too.
Okay.
It probably is just surviving on there.
I just remember watching you run around in a gray world on like a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that looks boring. I'm going to go play Thief. When Thief was out.
No, it wasn't.
Thief came out shortly after PS4's launch. It came out like February or March.
Defiance wasn't even on PS4.
Was it not? What'd you play it on?
360.
Oh, no. Did you play it on 360?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Are you talking about Warframe?
Maybe that
was a third-person MMO thing.
I mean, I'm thinking of Defying because I remember watching you play it. Yeah, but I didn't realize it was
Defiance,
on 360. Defiance, that's what it is. Yeah.
That was on 360.
Yeah, get the name right, dude.
Sorry,
you deserve your respect.
Don't you dare insult Defiance.
I'll tell you what, the show,
great,
excellent,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it lasted, 5 episodes before it was canceled?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They tried.
Hey, man, they tried.
It was a cool idea. It's a cool idea.
Before we hop into anything else, I'm going to give a shout out to Divinity Original Sin 2 for selling 1 million copies.
Yeah, I was going to say, I left that out of the notes because I was like, that's cool, but that is awesome for them. Yeah, I'm going to get back to that.
I would like to.
I'm going to.
Really fun game.
I owe Persona 5 a completion. I got to get through that first, I think. And I also got to finish a couple other things, but I'd love to get back to Divinity.
Yeah.
Because I really loved the first few hours I played. And I know you told me you got crazy about it after a while.
Yeah, I got super into it. And then just dropped off.
Yes.
Anyways.
You guys want to watch that Infinity War trailer? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you crank up that volume because I'm going to use the volume of this in the podcast, but just put in the clip so we don't get a copyright strike.
Okay.
So just make sure it's cranked up all the way, full screen, and we're ready to roll.
Okay.
So this is going up as a... By the way, this is going up as a separate clip on our YouTube channel, and if you're not familiar with our podcast, if you just happen to find this video, I don't know how well it'll do on YouTube, but this is a clip from the It's Obvious podcast.
Garrett, just so you don't say it, not if you care or whatever, but this is interesting.
What?
I was connected to the Wi-Fi. That's how I even got to YouTube, and now it's not.
It's struggling.
Yeah.
If you need me to type it in for you, I can do that.
Well, I just clicked on the Wi-Fi, and it won't even let me type in the password. There we go. Yeah, type it in really quick. Okay. Sorry, I'm sure this is amazing.
I was struggling to connect on your Wi-Fi earlier, too.
Well, no, I was on the Wi-Fi with the phone, and then instead of typing in the password again because I forgot it, I was using my phone as a hotspot. So
I'm so excited for this. I've been holding off all morning.
Invalid password, Garrett.
Did I type it in wrong? Let me show it real quick. That'd probably be easier.
Oh no!
Once again, I apologize to several people listening on Spotify. We're sorry. Come to youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming.
Yeah, at least you'll hear the audio of the trailer. Is it going to work this time?
I think so.
All right, I'm going to say this again real quick. This is a clip from the It's Obvious podcast. I know this is weird for audio listeners or normal podcast listeners, but we're putting this up as a separate clip on YouTube.
All right, so you said crank it as loud as possible.
Crank it as loud as possible, full screen it.
Okay.
And here we go, our first reactions to Marvel's Avengers Infinity War.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more.
Whoa.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles that they never could. Like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, that to fail all the same. Dread it, run from it, destiny still alive.
That was cool.
And get this man a shield. Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe.
Oh.
But this does put a smile on my face. What the hell are you guys?
That's awesome.
Oh, wow, yeah, dude, that looked like all-out war.
It doesn't look as good as Justice League, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Dude, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed also in a trailer how good Thanos already looks. I mean, it's funny to compare him to how bad Steppenwolf looks, because obviously it's motion capture, but Thanos looks significantly better, portrayed by Josh Brolin, of course.
You think he'll get all the stones in this movie?
I think he will. I think because I've heard it isn't. Because originally it was going to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. They've said now that it's actually just two separate Avengers movies. But I'm assuming that the following Avengers movie will be a sequel to Infinity War, just titled something differently. And I've heard it's described as a heist movie, similar to how all the Marvel movies kind of have a theme. Like it'd be like a buddy cop movie or a comedy or a action movie. And there's like different genres that kind of implement into their superhero movies. So this one's supposed to be like a heist where Thanos and his goons show up. I can't remember what they're called. There's like 4 of them. And they all go around trying to steal all the Infinity Stones. You can see one, he's ripping the one out of Vision's head.
He'll probably just be gone.
I don't know if
he can survive
he's going to die or not. I think it'll change him significantly when he gets it ripped out of his head. I don't think he's going to die, though. I think he's going to die eventually, but I think he'll make it into the following Avengers movie.
It's gonna be terrifying, like knowing that Thanos is coming. You have a stone in your head.
Yeah. Dude, that shot of Spider-Man in his and his Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
And did you see that shot of Thanos slamming him to the ground? Man, poor Spider-Man, like brand new to the Avengers, getting his ass kicked by Thanos already. So there's actually a couple clips they left out of that from the leaked footage that they showed. I think it was Comic-Con this past summer. Where Peter's on the ground, assuming after Thanos slams him on the ground, where he's like, has his mask off and Tony's sitting over him, and Peter's like, I'm so sorry, Tony, like I failed you or something, but it looks so intense. I'm trying to think of some other cool shots. I think Captain America looks more badass than ever with his beard.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
It looks awesome. Those shots of, I assume they're in Wakanda when it's Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, and all them clashing with, I guess, Thanos' army.
Is Black Panther coming out before this movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I think Black Panther comes out February or March, maybe.
Okay. It's February for Black History Month.
Is that what it is? Yeah, cool. And that movie looks awesome too. So I think it's that.
I need to see Thor.
Thor's great.
Thor 3, and then I
want
also need to see the new Guardians of the Galaxy. I never saw it.
Oh, nice.
Did they explain why he has an eye patch?
Yes.
Ragnarok?
I should have said spoiler alert because that is a major spoiler for Ragnarok. Not major.
I guess if you don't know how it...
Yeah, I don't know if you know how, but it isn't really a big thing, but if people didn't know that yet, it's kind of like, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care that much if I hadn't known, but he does lose his eye in Ragnarok, clearly. But, yeah, Ragnarok's great. I'd love to see it again before it's out of theaters.
Yeah, I need to see it for sure.
But it looks so good. I'm trying to think of some other cool shots. We get to see the Hulkbuster armor again. That's cool. Yeah. It looks like Hulk literally falls out of space and hits the ground when Doctor Strange and a couple other guys discover him. I'm very excited to see the Guardians team up with Thor and all that.
I wonder what their role is going to be in these movies.
I haven't even seen the second one.
I know there's another shot cut from the original leak footage where it shows basically everyone together in a shot where it pans out and you can see all the members from that fancy poster all together. It's cool.
That's cool.
So I can't wait to see it, man. For a brief moment, I'm going to have to rewatch that trailer 1,000 times, but for a brief moment, I could have sworn I saw Hela throw a spear or someone at someone. Maybe that was Hela. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. It might have been one of those Thanos' assassins or whatever. But yeah, it does look like all-out war. It looks beautiful, and it's amazing to think that when that movie comes out, it'll have been 10 years in the making. Yeah. Because that's the major difference between what Justice League has done compared to Avengers building up to this epic grand finale that will also launch them into their next phase of Marvel movies. And they said there will be dire consequences and stakes in these two Avengers movies.
That's awesome.
People will fall. Any predictions?
Hulk's gonna die.
You think Iron Man's gonna make it through? I'd love Iron Man to make it through and be like a mentor to other Avengers going forward.
I don't know. He's just... Because I don't know.
The Cap's not gonna make it.
Someone made a good point how we've seen, I mean, most of these characters, but especially Tony Stark since 2008, 10 years, a decade with Tony Stark, and if he dies, it's like, that's a insane run he's had, and then to see a character survive that long through 10 years of filmmaking and then die off would be devastating.
It's an insane amount of money that he's made in 10 years.
Oh yeah, I think he's still the highest paid out of all of them.
I thought the Dwayne was.
Yeah, I think about how crazy of a cinematic historical event this is, though, because in cinema history, we've never seen anything quite like this. To have a universe that they all coexist and have a 10-year run.
So many stars in one movie.
Oh, I know. I don't know how on earth I mean, it's Disney, but I don't know how on earth you could afford to pay all those actors and have the movie look that good. It's amazing. And then you look at Justice League for $300 million, not even nearly the size of the cast, and it looks pretty rough. So I don't want to harp on Justice League too much.
DC.
I know. But I am very, very excited for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed our brief recap and trailer reaction to Infinity War. But check us out on the It's Obvious podcast sometime if you're watching on YouTube aside from the podcast. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
But guys, you guys want to finally jump into the actual content of this podcast? We have half an hour before Jacob has to bail.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Probably get through a few of them. You want to bring us in, Preston?
Sure. to the It's Obvious Gaming podcast. Two of my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games. Obviously, you can find all of our content, including the video version of this podcast, over at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. If you don't like any of this other stuff we did, you can find the timestamps down below in the description, so you can skip throughout. The links to our social media pages, PlayStation community, Xbox community, Discord channel, all that stuff is down in the description down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and be sure to like and comment down below to get involved with the community. Doing so helps us out tremendously, and we would be very, very thankful for that. But with all that out of the way, hey man, what are these Game Awards nominees?
So how do we want to do this? Obviously, we're predicting what we think is going to win.
We should predict what we actually think is going to win,
and then what we think deserves to win.
What we think personally, yeah, like our own choice.
Okay, because do
we want to do that twice though? Because we're going to do our own personal.
Right. We won't just.
We're talking about what's on the list though.
I guess.
Because we'll have our own big Game of the Year discussion.
Yeah, I don't think we should get too into the trenches as much as we would in our own discussion, because there's already so many of these categories. I think we should just have brief discussions and not get fully into it, because I'm still not exactly 100% even sold on what I think my Game of the Year is. Out of the list, I think I can tell, but I mean, there's still stuff left this year.
All right, well, the big dogs up first for the first category. It's Game of the Year nominees include The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, definitely not winning. Super Mario Odyssey, probably not. PUBG, let's hope so. Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn. I think that's all of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I think that
it's written very strangely. It's from GameSpot.
Okay.
I think some of them
are they all
the other ones are easier to read. It's just that first one's weird.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys think's gonna win?
Zelda.
You think Zelda's gonna win?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be between Zelda and Mario. It's gonna be one of those two for sure. It's very hard to determine which one, because there's so much hype and love for Mario, and it's like, it reminds me when Overwatch won Game of the Year, which phenomenal game. Great achievement from Blizzard, but at the same time, I don't think it really deserved Game of the Year last year.
Excuse me.
I thought it was.
I'm sorry. You didn't like it as much as everyone
I thought it was
else.
the most popular games of last year, and I almost felt like it won because of that, because so many people loved it. Which, another thing that really frustrated the crap out of me. I don't know who their production manager was, or whoever made this creative decision. When Overwatch won, they played like the main Overwatch theme. It should have been the victory theme from Overwatch, because they were victorious in winning Game of the Year.
You should write into Jeff Keighley.
I told him, like, this is why you need someone making certain. You need a very good creative production manager who makes those decisions, because that was a goof.
I'm sorry.
Breath of the Wild will win, and it will win because it was almost a soft reboot of the Zelda series. It's pretty much, I know there's debate on this, but it did things an open world game hadn't done, or hasn't done as good as this, and it was kind of like almost a reinvention of what Zelda is and what Zelda probably will be in the future. Whereas Mario is just a really amazing Mario game.
Yeah,
I don't think it really, and it's setting the world on fire right now in terms of critical acclaim and stuff, but Zelda did too. And I just think Zelda was more important overall to its franchise, or just overall. I think Breath of the Wild was more important to Zelda than Mario Odyssey was to the Mario franchise.
I agree with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, like you said, especially the open world stuff. I was just watching a random Kotaku highlight reel video. I mean, it was a glitch in Zelda, but it still reminded me of when you have all those tools at your disposal with your little device. What's it called again? Your tablet?
Sheikah Slate.
That's what it is, yeah. That you can manipulate the environment to your will with those tools and just be as creative as you want. And that's a huge strength it has in the open world, being able to traverse everything. So that's exactly what you said is exactly why it's probably going to win. And I think that's why Horizon is the strongest contender going against it, because at the same time, even though it doesn't do half of the things in the open world that Zelda does, the fact that Guerrilla went from slow and relatively clunky Killzone to one of the smoothest, best feeling games I've ever played in my life, to an open world original story to that extent was also a huge achievement.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's the strongest contender, but I think you're right about Zelda.
In terms of just the people that are voting on this, the games industry, they were way more on fire about Zelda. I mean, they were on fire about Horizon. They got excellent scores everywhere. But I mean, Zelda was the one that was...
I do remember that hype, yeah. It's crazy to think that came out this year. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
I still haven't beaten it.
Beaten what?
Zelda. I just got to go kill Ganon. I don't know why I can't bring myself to do it.
I don't know. You just don't want the journey to end.
It's probably what it is.
Yeah. So I think you need to, whenever you play Zelda from now on, or the DLC, you need to play it on your TV.
I want to finish the game on my TV. That was a huge, well, it wasn't really like I had a choice, because whenever I was at home, I was either cranking out videos with you guys, and whenever I was on the go, I'd have time to play Zelda. So I played almost the entire game on handheld, which it was still a great experience, but I can see why it doesn't feel as bombastic to me. It's because I didn't play it on a big TV. So, but yeah, I'm going to finish it on TV. You can count on that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Next category. The category for most anticipated game. This is the one that matters the most. What do we think is going to win? God of War, Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us Part 2. It's funny because I don't really care about this award, but at the same time, that's a hard one to pick because all of those games are huge.
Yeah, and the panelists aren't voting on this. People are.
Yeah,
because of that, I think Red Dead Redemption 2 will win.
It will, especially being multi-platform.
Exactly. I think that's the big thing right there. I think second place would probably be The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
That's... See, I had an internal debate when I initially read this if I was more excited for The Last of Us 2 or Spider-Man. And I think I'm probably by a hair, like a millimeter more excited for Spider-Man.
Over what?
The Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Primarily because I've seen The Last of Us. I've played The Last of Us. I know I'm expecting that to just be an absolutely insane game where I just can't wait to experience a new Spider-Man game, as good as I think this is going to be.
From maybe an amazing developer.
Exactly.
Or development studio. So, yeah. I think you're right about Red Dead for sure.
I think the big thing is just that Rockstar hype. Red Dead Redemption's amazing, and it's multi-platform as well. So PC fans, Xbox fans, and PlayStation fans are all probably going to be voting for that.
Oh, it actually does have Game of the Year listed normally on this page. Oh, well, on to Best Game Direction. All right, here we go. Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Direction can mean a lot of things in game direction, because the game director kind of directs every facet of a game. So it's, and in the same way, it's almost like, what's the best game of the year? So,
yeah, I don't necessarily. I think it's kind of just the path that it took. That's
tough too, man. These are all heavy hitters. Wolfenstein's going to win something. I don't know if it'll be direction as impressive as the direction.
You think Wolfenstein will win something?
I think it will win something.
I don't.
They could win best action game.
I could see Zelda winning this too.
I could see, I could see Zelda winning this.
Yeah.
That, or this might be Mario's game to win.
Well, Mario's going to win family game, I think, because that's an award, right?
Yeah,
best family game.
It's going to be Mario or Zelda for sure.
Yeah, because I think the people voting on this are probably thinking that way as well. Zelda's. I've already voted for that for Game of the Year. It was Super Mario Odyssey is an insane game too. We need to show it some love.
Yeah, so it probably will be. Yeah, I think Mario. I'll vote probably Mario. Be it.
Yeah, my vote is still a Zelda, but I'll say Mario is going to actually win.
If I was picking my own, I'd probably go with probably Breath of the Wild 2, just the scope of that game and everything that went into it. But Mario's probably going to win. Best narrative: Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Man, that's so tough. All of these. I haven't played Nier, but people praise that game.
Yeah, especially the narrative.
Yeah, I don't. Edith Finch isn't going to win. I know people enjoyed that, but it's not going to win.
I'm thinking that I'm going to play Nier right after I finish Wolfenstein 2. Because I played like 3 shooters in a row. I played Call of Duty, Battlefront, now Wolfenstein. I'm kind of getting tired of shooters, so I want to jump into something that's like completely different. I know like Assassin's Creed is too, but I'm just kind of feeling Nier right now. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah, I was telling you that when we were shooting those Let's Plays, that when I was doing that PS4 gift guide, Nier Automata was one of the suggestions for PS4 stuff, and I had to look up music for that game, and I was listening to several songs, and the music alone made me want to play the game. So I'm going to get to it. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
I mean, I would vote for Horizon, but I know a lot of people love Hellblade too.
Yeah, I think Hellblade has a really good shot.
That's going to win the one. What's that category that's like most impactful game or whatever?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's going to win that category. I think narrative, it's going to be Horizon or Wolfenstein.
Could be Wolfenstein.
My vote is Wolfenstein. I absolutely loved that story. So, but I think what's going to win, I don't know. That's a hard one. I'll just get Wolfenstein. I think Wolfenstein's going to win.
Speaking of Wolfenstein 2, I just finished the Roswell level. Remember Roswell? In New Mexico?
Oh yeah. That was a fun one. I think Wolfenstein's going to win as well because Horizon story, as much as I love it, it was told in all. I feel like the whole story was basically told in those caves you explore through like audio logs and stuff, and like visions you see inside those places. Which I still loved that story. I thought it was very good. But I think the way Wolfenstein 2's story is presented is stronger. So I think it'll win and it's just an awesome story. I think that's probably going to win, like you said. So I love Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah, I say Wolfenstein.
What'd you pick, Jacob?
Horizon.
Okay. Best art direction. Cuphead. That's going to win. Destiny 2. Horizon Zero Dawn. Persona 5 is gorgeous too, but Cuphead
but Cuphead's unreal.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. And it was all hand-drawn and everything, so it's amazing.
It's got to go to Cuphead.
And Breath of the Wild, Cuphead definitely is winning that.
For sure.
Zelda's unique too, though. Just how it looks. But I would definitely give it to Cuphead for sure.
I think the one that would challenge it would be Persona, but Cuphead has it in the bag.
That's a good point, yeah.
I mean, the Persona is anime. It just, looks like anime. It has its own anime style, but I mean, the main thing about that game that sets us apart is just how it does menus and transitions. Just the entire game looks super stylized, but Cuphead is the exact same thing.
Especially when you watch those behind the scenes videos of how they drew the characters and stuff. Yeah. I mean, what an accomplishment. I mean, that game is a masterpiece, not only in terms of gameplay for a lot of people, but just the way it was crafted is amazing.
Yeah, it's just going to be that for sure.
I mean, if there was ever an argument that was needed to be like, games are art, like, that's the one.
Yeah. And,
it literally is art.
Yeah. Persona runner-up for sure, I think, to that.
Definitely.
Cuphead's going to take it.
Best score / music. I'm glad they removed audio design from score. So score and music. This is a tough one too. Cuphead, Destiny 2, which I think Destiny 2 is the sleeper hit of scores this year. I mean, Destiny 2's music is amazing, especially Curse of Osiris's music. It's very ancient Egyptian inspired. It's awesome. Nier Automata, Persona 5, Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild. All of those are huge. I hear Nier, like I said, I listened to music recently of Nier. I loved it. But Persona is
I gotta pick
so good.
Say Persona.
I gotta go with Persona too. Yeah, I constantly jam to Life Will Change. Anytime I have an excuse to use that song in a video, I use it every single time. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying since it came out, this has to win soundtrack of the year. But granted, I haven't played Nier, and people are
crazy about the music.
Higher about the music in Nier. So yeah, I guess it just depends on if the people that voted for it played it or not.
I would bet that more people played Persona 5 than Nier.
I would agree. So I think it's going to be Persona.
Did you send it to me or did I send it to you of that live performance of the Persona 5 soundtrack? Yeah, that was so cool. If you guys haven't seen the live performance, it's amazing. Best audio design. Destiny 2, Hellblade. I told you I struggle saying Destiny. Destiny 2, Hellblade, Resident Evil 7, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild.
This one's easy. It's Hellblade.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Definitely.
Yeah, with all like the whispering and
with
stuff.
With all the whispering, recommending you wear headphones, it actually playing a part in the combat with you being able to hear behind you. Yeah. That no competition.
Hellblade. Yeah, Hellblade probably win. I also think that, I mean, Destiny 2 also sounds very good.
Destiny's always sounded good.
The thing is with Hellblade, sound was like
a huge part of the storytelling too.
Yeah. Whereas, so I think that they just did it better.
And it's just unique. Kind of like how Cuphead is just uniquely, artistic.
Yeah. Then again, do you want to, I got to give a shout out from Mario Odyssey, man. You ever heard Captain Toad do his little yelp? You ever heard Jacob do it? You'll know. It's pretty powerful. Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to Resident Evil because the atmosphere in that game is excellent, especially playing in VR. Very immersive. Best performance. Ashley Birch in Horizon Zero Dawn. Brian Bloom in Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, Claudia Black in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, Laura Bailey in Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, Melina Juergens in Hellblade. Senua.
I think she's
she's gonna win, but I would vote for. So far, I haven't played the whole game, but Brian in Wolfenstein.
Yeah, he's so good, man. He is so underrated. I think I don't know how many people talk about his performance, but it's so good.
I would vote for the girl from Hellblade, and also I think she's going to win. She was incredible, and she's not an actor.
Especially coming just from the staff of Ninja Theory.
And she did an insane job in that game.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment, for sure. I think that's exactly why she's going to win. But that's the thing. Ashley Birch, as great as she is, I never thought Aloy was like an astounding character.
Yeah.
I think Aloy is awesome, but it isn't like anything crazy.
Yeah.
But
and we're talking about just
performance,
overall performance. I think that what's the girl that plays Hellblade? I'm sorry,
Melina
Juergens. I think she ran with it, and I think the probably second place was probably going to be Claudia Black or Laura Bailey.
It's a shame because Brian Bloom getting overlooked. I mean, it sucks because Wolfenstein's going up against so many great games.
And it's like we're constantly in these third-person games. We're seeing their faces a lot more and stuff. So I think it kind of gives especially with Hellblade being a performance capture and Uncharted and stuff being a performance capture, whereas unfortunately, as good as his is just vocals. So his overall is a performance.
It's a good point. Games for Impact. I never really. Oh yeah, this is the one we were talking about. Hellblade's going to win. Yeah, Bury Me, My Love, Hellblade, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, What Remains of Edith Finch. Definitely Hellblade because people are going nuts about that.
Yeah, and I can't really say a lot either. All I've played is Hellblade out of all those games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Hellblade just because how they addressed the mental illness subject and everything. A lot of people were happy about that.
Yeah.
So that's going to win for sure. I mean, Hellblade's going to win a few awards. It looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Jacob?
Same. I haven't played any of those besides Hellblade. So
here's another tricky one here. Best ongoing game: Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto Online, Overwatch, PUBG, Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe.
I'm going to say Grand Theft Auto. That game astounds me just how it keeps going. It's still going.
And it is a massive, massive success.
Yeah.
And I imagine they hope to multiply that with Red Dead Online. Yeah. I hope they have big plans for Red Dead Online. I know they'll always continue to update GTA Online, but I'd love to see a similar approach taken to Red Dead. But I think you're right about that.
Yeah,
because I
definitely don't think it's going to be Destiny 2 with all the cloud around Destiny 2.
No, definitely not. No,
I think it's going to be PUBG that wins, and Overwatch would be my choice. I think PUBG is just too massive.
I know, but when I look at a game that's just evolving, I don't see a huge evolution from PUBG. They're adding
very slow evolution.
Yeah, whereas Grand Theft Auto, it seems like every other month they're adding like an Evel Knievel pack or the Smuggler's Run thing. You're getting a lot of new stuff consistently with GTA Online.
The three of us and maybe a couple other OGs could make some hilarious GTA Online videos. You know how we did that Destiny video with like Glorious Lemon and Pace and Trash Can and a couple other guys? Yeah. If we did that in GTA Online, I bet it'd be so funny. We should get the band back together and try to do some of those videos if anyone's interested. I think it'd be funny. And I just really like GTA Online, even though I've played it for maybe 5 or 6 hours total. But every time I've been in there, I'm like, I can see myself enjoying this. I heard there's a lot of new things to do since the game obviously first came out.
Yeah.
Maybe we should explore it. Maybe we should explore each other.
Okay. I'm more into that.
Moving on, best independent game. Cuphead, Hellblade, Night in the Woods, Pyre, What Remains of Edith Finch.
This one's hard because if you get into the politics of it, Hellblade should be winning other things. So like I said, maybe they want to spread the wealth a little bit.
Yeah, I think Cuphead's going to win.
Cuphead.
Yeah, Cuphead for sure.
And that purely based as an overall package, I wasn't the biggest fan of Hellblade's gameplay. Just that was a really cool experience, but in terms of just the overall package, I think Cuphead's probably the better game.
I agree. Best mobile game. My favorite category.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Next year it'll be in there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Fire Emblem Heroes, Hidden Folks, Monument Valley 2, Old Man's Journey, Super Mario Run. Jacob, you said you dabbled in Fire Emblem on mobile, didn't you?
No, played the Switch game.
I've heard people really
that's what it was.
Fire Emblem.
I've heard a lot of people talking about that too. I think that's why it's probably going to win.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not very familiar with the other ones besides Mario, so
right.
I don't hear anybody talking about Mario Run. So
I actually bought the full version of that game and played all the levels and collected every single purple coin in all of them. And Like, I basically platinumed it on mobile, and I thought it was fun, but yeah, I think just from what I've heard about Fire Emblem, it's probably going to win.
The thing that killed that game for me is the DRM. I cannot tell you how many times I sat down somewhere with nothing to do and pulled up Super Mario Run, and I could not play it.
Because you have to be connected online?
Yep.
Yeah. I always played it when I was at work on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Is what I would do, so. Best handheld game. Ever Oasis, Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, Metroid Samus Returns, Monster Hunter Stories, Poochie, and Yoshi's Woolly World.
I think it's got to be Metroid.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about Metroid as well.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's going to be Metroid. Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that when it came out. Best VR AR game. This will be a fun one. Farpoint, Lone Echo, Resident Evil 7, Super Hot, Star Trek. Two big ones are Super Hot and Resident Evil.
Yeah. I'm going to say Resident Evil.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah.
That was such a crazy thing, playing an entire game. I mean, as good as Super Hot is, just playing the entirety of Resident Evil 7 in VR, and it actually work incredibly well and be very fun.
And it just is a good game in or out of VR.
Yeah. And it actually, debatably, it enhances the game. It makes it scarier.
It does. I mean, I fell out of my chair playing it.
Yeah.
So
I definitely think that needs to win.
Yeah. I cannot wait to play more horror games in VR. I love doing horror games in VR. Best action game. Cuphead, Destiny 2, Neo, Prey, Wolfenstein.
I'm going to say Wolfenstein.
I'm going to say this is where you give Wolfenstein its award.
Prey has not a chance in hell.
I don't even know why that's in the action game category. I mean, I guess it's technically an action game, but it's not like a full-on shooter.
Prey's fine, but compared to everything else on that list, no.
Maybe not sleep on Neo, though. I could see people voting for that. A lot of people love Neo.
If they want to award that game, I could see it winning that, too.
I think Wolfenstein's going to win, though.
Yeah, me too. I think it deserves it, too. I mean, Wolfenstein's gameplay is excellent.
Yeah, it's so good.
Best action-adventure game. Assassin's Creed Origins, Horizon Zero Dawn, Super Mario, Breath of the Wild, Uncharted, The Lost Legacy.
You gotta give something to Horizon. And
it's going to win that.
The game
it's definitely going to win that. Yeah. You agree, Jacob, or nah?
Let me see the nominees.
I feel bad for old Origins because that is such a freaking fun game. But it's not really
I could see Zelda winning that too. I think Zelda will win.
Nope.
I think Zelda's just going to sweep.
Zelda's going to win a few awards, but I can see...
In terms of action, adventure, I think Horizon, just especially on the action front, is way better.
Totally.
And it's got to win something. There is no way Horizon isn't going to win anything. And
that's going to be the one
for it to win.
Yeah. This is another fun one. Best role-playing game. Divinity of Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15. Amazing game.
It is incredible.
Nier Automata, Persona 5, and South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Persona 5's got this.
I don't know. People really
Persona
like
5.
South Park.
I was going to say maybe.
No
It would never win. It would never win.
No way.
I think Divinity is a strong contender against Persona.
But I think more people played Persona 5. Divinity is a very niche classic RPG, only on PC, and that is, in my opinion, a harder game to really, for a newcomer to jump into. Crap, what the fuck? What am I saying? I think it's harder to jump into Divinity than it is to jump in Persona, so I think more people probably got into Persona than Divinity.
Persona wins.
When Persona wins this award, if they don't play Life Will Change, I'm going to be pissed off at their production manager again.
Yeah, Persona has to win. It's. I mean, I love 15. But yeah, getting Persona 5 is clearly the better JRPG for sure.
Absolutely.
And I don't agree with. Granted, I didn't play Nier, but from what I've seen, that's interesting for that to be.
I thought that would be in like the action adventure category.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it not?
No. What was it?
No,
it was not.
Neo was not Nier.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I mean, maybe it's more JRPG than
we know.
Than it leads you to believe. I mean, if the game's anything like the demo we played, I didn't get any hints of that whatsoever.
Kyle, if you're listening, the three of us are going to play that game eventually.
I swear I'm going to.
Jacob's about to start playing it.
Hopefully.
Best fighting game. ARMS. ARMS is totally going to win. Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Nidhogg 2. Nidhogg. Tekken 7.
Injustice 2.
Yeah, it's got to be
easily. NetherRealm's unstoppable.
Yeah, Marvel shouldn't even be on that list.
I heard that game had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But I was so confused because it looks cool on the outside looking in, but apparently it has issues.
Because I thought the graphics looked trash.
Based on trailers I've seen, I don't think I've actually seen gameplay.
Yeah.
It's funny because at both E3 and PAX, I saw like the giant Marvel vs. Capcom booth with, I think it's Ultron sitting in the chair. Maybe it's someone else.
It was Ultron Sigma or something.
That's what it is.
The main bad guy from Mega Man, like, fused in with Ultron.
What the hell?
Yeah, and I never watched anyone play it.
Yes, and just as easy.
Oh, definitely. Best family game. Here we go, Jacob. Here's your category you're talking about earlier.
So has Mario won anything?
No, this is my category.
Mario, and based on our predictions, has won Best Direction. That's it so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish we were making marks about what we were choosing. I'm an idiot. I could probably go back. I can remember everything we picked and mark them off. Because when we do the live stream, which I really want to do, we can compare our answers to what wins. Best role-playing game. I'm such an idiot. We already did that.
Best family
game. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey will win, but I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe should win because I think that's a better family game.
I agree because more people can get in on it. You can destroy your kids and race.
I wonder if the voters will think about that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. I'll say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think that's a better family game.
I'm going to say Odyssey.
Because Odyssey only has a 2-player mode.
We tried that and it was so stupid.
It's not fun.
We were like, let's do a let's play at the 2-player mode. And it was
what is it?
He controls Cappy, I control Mario, and he can just, at will, go wherever he wants.
For that.
It's like, this is so dumb.
Sure, it might make like doing the weird jumps off the hat easier, but
I guess. I
don't know.
Okay.
But
I can't really do it. I can control the things you can throw your hat at. That's it.
Right. So
I'll say Kart's a better family game for sure.
I'm gonna go with that too.
Okay.
I'm going with Odyssey.
I don't know. I think
it's gonna be one of the Marios.
We're picking what we think's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That's hard. Because if they think about it the way we're thinking about it right now, then I think you would have to pick Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like you would have to.
When I think about Mario Kart, it's already been released on the Wii U too. So
yeah, but I mean,
it's just a remaster.
Doesn't matter. It's nominated.
I'd rather pick a new game, but I'm not voting. So what does my opinion matter?
Into their brains. I think if they have that debate of a family getting together to play, I think everybody playing Mario Kart's funner than one or two, and then the rest of the family watching them play Mario Odyssey.
I agree.
It is the most family friendly on the list. Mario Kart.
I'll say that.
It's going to be Splatoon 2. Moving on.
Okay.
Best strategy game: Halo Wars 2, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Total War Warhammer 2, Tooth and Tail, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen. I think it's going to be Total War because people are crazy about that game.
Oh, really?
But I think Mario Rabbids would win over XCOM because it's basically XCOM with Mario.
Yeah, but XCOM is more hardcore.
Right.
And I don't know. I have no idea what to vote. I would think probably the better strategy games on that list would be either Total War or XCOM. I just hear more people talk about XCOM.
I think Total War is going to win.
Okay.
What do you think, Jacob?
Mario Rabbids.
Okay.
I'm going to say XCOM.
That's up there. I think that could be a surprise win if it does.
I think it'd be
That's
cool
what I hear most people talk about.
All right, I'm going with Total War. Preston's going with XCOM.
I'd be pissed off if I was XCOM and Mario beat me.
Yeah.
Stole our idea. Threw a Mario skin over it. Best sports/racing game: FIFA 18, Forza 7, Gran Turismo Sport, NBA 2K18, Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, Project Cars 2.
I don't think NBA is going to win this year. It had a controversy pop up with the microtransactions.
I mean, a few of these games have had a couple of controversies.
Yeah, Forza also did as well.
Gran Turismo, I heard, was just
didn't have a big single player component.
Right.
I guess
they're remedying it at least.
I would vote FIFA. I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Forza.
I haven't played any of these games.
I have no clue, dude.
I think it's gonna be Forza.
Okay,
that's my answer.
I'll say Forza too.
Best multiplayer. This is a fun one. Call of Duty World War II, Destiny 2, Fortnite, Mario, Kart 8 Deluxe, PUBG.
PUBG. Easy.
That's where they give it its award for sure.
Yeah.
Because they have to give it one. That's going to be it.
Yeah. Easy.
Even though I think all of those games, in terms of multiplayer, are really awesome. I haven't played Call of Duty since the week it came out.
Dude, Jay?
Is he all in?
He's all in.
Really?
Like almost second prestige.
What? Is he doing well? Because, if he plays that much, he must be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. He was bad on COD the past couple of years. He couldn't stand it.
I wanted to. I want to get back to it.
That's what he wanted, right? The boots on the ground.
Yep, exactly.
So he's embracing it.
Yeah. He's also got a badass PC now. He's upgrading the crap out of that thing.
I'm excited for my RAM to arrive. I don't know what difference it's going to make for me.
He just ordered 16 gigs as well.
Nice.
He got the Corsair Vengeance, though.
Cool. Yeah, it's I wanted these badass looking silver and black ones, but they were so much more expensive. I was like, dang it, I'll get the yellow ones, whatever. They have like a rainbow colored PC by the end of upgrading it. Most anticipated game. We already did this one. Trending Gamer. Andrea Renee from What's Good Games. Clint Lexa of Half Coordinated. Guy Beam, Dr. Disrespect. Mike Grazik, Shroud. Steven Spone. Able Gamers.
I think Dr. Disrespect's going to win.
I think he will too.
Yeah.
I think he will win and he should win. Because he's very entertaining.
I like Dr. Disrespect. He's pretty cool. I don't like watching Twitch people, but the few things I've seen from him, he's entertaining. I listened to an entire podcast about him as well on H3 Podcast.
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect. And he's in full character during that podcast, and he's pretty funny.
I have never seen him I've seen a picture of him. I've just never seen him do a stream or interview or anything. I think he may or may not be at the event I'm going to this weekend because it's all like major Twitch influencers that are going to be there.
And I don't know a lot about him, but I know one of his big jokes is him winning a competition or something. And I feel like he would probably want. I don't even know if he's advertised this or not.
You know why I think he's going to win?
Wow.
It's because apparently he's so entertaining that I could see, if he's in character, his acceptance speech being very entertaining, and it would trend even after the Game Awards. Like that would be a clip that would go on YouTube, and that's probably what they have in mind for marketing.
There's already a clip of him like giving a speech of an award he got like a couple of months ago.
Okay,
apparently it was.
I think
really
that's why he's going to win, because not only I know people are voting, but at the same time, I think they have in mind, well, you always want to promote the product, which is the Game Awards. So he's going to bring more notoriety to the Game Awards already.
Yeah.
I think it all comes down to if he even knows he's a part of one of the nominees.
It could be the whole PewDiePie thing where he just didn't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because clearly PewDiePie tweets one time.
It's
Greg
over.
Miller has no chance.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Dr. Disrespect cares enough or whatever. So
we'll see.
I still think he probably is going to win. I think that's the safest guy to vote for.
Best esports game: Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League.
So Overwatch.
I don't keep up with esports, but it'll probably be Overwatch.
I would say Overwatch because of the developments of the Overwatch League this year.
Yeah, I was going to say it's massive and it's so cool too. I love the team jerseys that their characters get to wear and stuff. It's so awesome.
I wish you could access them in game. Maybe they will release them in the future.
Yeah, like your favorite team or something. You can like download that skin.
A lot
for
of them
character.
look really cool. But
that'd be really awesome.
Maybe Rocket League. A lot of people love Rocket League esports, but again, it's just depending on what the people voting, what they watch, or what they care about.
I think the people voting will probably pick Overwatch.
I kind of want to get Rocket League on Switch because I never really got into it on PS4 or Xbox, and I really want to give that game a shot because so many people love it. And every time I played it, I've enjoyed it. I'm just afraid of getting slaughtered online.
You should.
So I see incredible plays and highlight reels from that game, and I'm like, I don't think I could ever do that in a video game. So we did best esports player. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to list the games: League of Legends, Counter-Strike, 2 people from Counter-Strike, Overwatch, and Dota 2.
I have no idea.
No clue. No comment.
I mean, I know who the guy is
from Counter-Strike. I'm going to go with Nicola.
I mean, I've watched the guy play that's on the Overwatch. I can't see his name.
Ji-Hong?
Yeah, but he's been on the Korean team. But I don't know who any of the other people are.
Me neither. Oh well. Best esports team: Cloud9, FaZe Clan, Lunatic High, SK Telecom, T1, Team Liquid. I'll go with Team Liquid. I like that name.
I think they'll win, but Lunatic High was a big Overwatch team. They've been pretty much dominating Overwatch for the past year, so
okay,
maybe they win. I don't know.
I'm gonna go with your idea there.
I mean, FaZe Clan and Cloud9 are also big names in esports. I don't know what people are judging these these teams on. That's the problem.
This is everybody.
Is it just
votes.
a popularity? Oh, it's everybody.
Yeah,
okay.
These are not the panel. This is everybody voting.
Yeah, I don't know then. Yeah. I have no idea.
Student Game Award. Falling Sky, From Light, Hollowed, Impulsion, Level Squared, or Meaning.
I don't know what any of this
Me
means.
neither. Let's pick a random one.
What's the meaning of this?
Let's go with Hollowed.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best debut indie game. Cuphead, Golf Story, Hollow Knight, Mr. Shifty, Slime Rancher.
That's in a weird category.
Best debut indie game.
I guess the studio, their first game. It's got to be Cuphead.
Yeah. Cuphead may win again. Maybe they'll give that one to Golf Story because I think Cuphead's going to win 1 or 2 awards.
Yeah, Cuphead's going to win this.
Slime Rancher.
Probably. I don't know how anything could beat out Cuphead in that category.
Slime Rancher wins.
Chinese Fan Game Award. Another one I have no clue.
What?
Honor of Kings, Icy, Gumballs and Dungeons, JX3 HD, Monument Valley 2.
Gumballs and Dungeons.
Yeah, that sounds like a winner.
I'm going to go with Monument Valley 2, but I'd like Gumballs and Dungeons to win.
Okay.
It reminds me of the title of a movie called Blood and Chocolate. I remember when it's like werewolves or something, and that trailer played, and I went to see some movie when I was a kid. And when it reveals the title, Blood and Chocolate, the entire theater just started laughing.
That's rude.
Because it was funny.
How much do we have left? We just have questions?
Yeah, just community questions now.
Well, I need to go. I lost track of time.
Did you? That's all right. Well, you have to go to work, right?
Yeah.
That bums me out, Jacob.
He needs to go, Garrett. It's fine.
Come on, whatever, man. We'll miss you. At least you got through the categories of the Game Awards. Thanks for contributing your predictions.
Yeah, it was fun.
Absolutely.
All right, bye, Jacob. You can leave.
No, someone has to drive me.
Oh, you're right, dude.
God.
Dang, I didn't think about that. Why did we do that?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, maybe how about we just do a few community questions? I'll cut the rest and save them for later, and then we'll go.
All right. Hurry up.
All right, community questions.
Well, you give precise, to the point answers for this.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to reach us for community questions to be read on this show or Ask IOG, which will make its inevitable return at some point, you can reach us in one of 3 places. You can email us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com, tweet at us at @obvious_gaming, or submit your questions in the Ask IOG section on our Discord channel using the hashtag AskIOG so we know you want your question read on the show. The first one comes from Lee Taylor. He says, I know you guys hate Xbox, but with the release of the Xbox, or with the release of the Xbox are surely, I guess he kind of had to write it interestingly to fit it into one tweet. With the release of the Xbox are surely going to release some quality exclusives, but in your opinion, do you think they can match the quality and acclaim PS4 exclusives like Horizon have got?
I don't think it's guaranteed that they're going to release good exclusives.
I think
because the X is out.
Yeah, I think we have to address this constantly. We don't hate Xbox. We just make jokes about it because it's funny. But as far as exclusives, it's hard to say because you never really know what's going to come out of any
they could
studio.
release one exclusive that's like the best thing ever. And
we wouldn't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I am interested in the Horizon team, or Forza Horizon team, making an open world game. Or open world action game.
I mean, think about it. The diverse catalog of exclusives PS4 has in comparison to Xbox currently. Which, I mean, Xbox is known primarily for Halo. Well, I take that back. Forgive me for what I just said. Xbox has a pretty diverse category or catalog. They have a racing game in Forza. They have the first-person shooter in Halo. They have a third-person action game in Gears. They have Sea of Thieves is coming down the line, the open-world multiplayer pirate game. Quantum Break is a fun narrative action game. So they have a pretty strong catalog, I think. But going forward, I don't know what to expect, really. I mean, I hope for good exclusives.
I mean, Phil Spencer has commented on this, saying that this is a big thing they need to improve on.
Right.
So I would love to see that.
They have a gnarly console.
Yeah.
So they just got to put some great games on it.
I'm super pumped to play all these exclusives on my computer.
Exactly. Yeah. Fable 4, please. Down the line.
I would like that.
Oh, the Massacre. Oh, the Massacre. I think that might be Attack Attack lyrics. Are they Attack Attack lyrics? I was never quite a fan of Attack Attack, but I think that might be from an Attack Attack song. Please clarify in the comments if you're willing. He says, Steep is releasing a new expansion based on the Winter Olympics, and I'm so pumped to play because I love Winter Olympics and Steep. My question, have you ever tried Steep, and have you ever tried any winter sports like snowboarding, skiing, etc.? Do you guys watch the Olympics? Thanks for your guys. Thanks for the podcast that get me through work, and IGN gives us a 10 out of 10.
Oh, that's nice of them.
I watch the Olympics when it's on. I've played Steep at a friend's house, and I have no interest in the game.
I have the same answer.
I did the Let's Play on our channel when the beta or demo was out.
Okay.
And I enjoyed it. I don't have any interest in picking it up either because I'm not like a diehard of Olympics or anything. But I mean, I watch them when they're on TV as well. But I did that Let's Play, and that was about it for me and Steve. Fun game. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Hell Teacher Loki says, with Zelda and Mario out this year, logically that leaves Pokemon as the biggest hitter for next year, right? That's not my question. Do you think Nintendo will incorporate newer mechanics to the game? Could you imagine a Pokemon game with a fully realized world like in Zelda/Mario, and have a social space like games such as The Division/Destiny, think gym lobbies, Pokécenters, train stations, etc., where randos can meet to chat and freely trade Pokemon? Okay, those are not questions. I just want you guys to think of what the next Pokemon will look like and how amazing it would be if it has mechanics we're used to now in 2017. With the messy way I asked my question, can we have another segment/podcast called I Have Ideas? You can always share your ideas with us. I guarantee you have better ideas than I do. I've never been an idea guy in my life.
All of those things sound amazing, but I think we're unfortunately going to have to keep our expectations down for this. I mean, we've never seen the developer of Pokemon do anything like that whatsoever, and everybody, pretty much that exists on this earth have been begging them to make a Pokemon game like that. So unless they just completely surprise everybody and do all of that, I really don't expect it. Hopefully they at least take a step in a direction like that.
Mm-hmm. You got to think like this is the time that they should do it.
Yeah, I want a giant third-person Pokemon game,
It would change everything.
Exactly. I've been wanting that since I was a little kid, and they came out with the GameCube ones like Gale of Darkness and stuff, but it really was never that game that we've always wanted. So
I agree with everything you just said, and I'm going to say that everything Hell Teacher Loki listed that he wants, I hope that happens.
I hope it is, but I don't want to get myself hyped because I think all that stuff is too good to be true.
I don't think there's any chance that the world is anywhere near as big as Zelda in terms of it.
Definitely.
That wouldn't even work, I don't think, in a Pokemon game. Yeah. But I would like some
cool,
type of openness in this game.
I'd love a mechanic where you actually have to try to, like when you throw a grenade in certain games, like in Gears, for example, it has that little marker that comes up. I'd love to have a marker like that to throw a Pokeball to catch something.
That's the thing is, I don't think they're going to do stuff like that. I think they're still going to keep it a traditional turn-based RPG where all that stuff is done in the menus. I would just like a bigger place to explore, because I feel like if they start changing that, that's just that. I think that's too different for a traditional Pokemon game.
But then again, Zelda broke tradition and did
Zelda wasn't a turn-based RPG though.
I know, but
I would like for you going through the world and entering into battles be seamless. Like you don't have to get like the little cutscenes like ding, ding, ding,
I think that absolutely has to happen.
Like you encounter a Pokemon, you're like oh, and you have like a choice. Maybe you throw your Pokeball, you run or something. I don't know, but it's like there's no cutscene or anything. You just jump right in. Like maybe like the camera shifts or something to the battle.
At least hide it. Yeah. Like do a cool Persona transition or something into battle.
It should definitely remain turn-based for sure. Yeah. I think Destiny is a good name to throw out there because Destiny isn't a huge MMO. It's kind of like the half step towards an MMO. I think a structure like that would work really well for a Pokemon. I don't know if the full game would be online, but if it were...
Oh, no, absolutely not.
If it were ever an approach, I think Destiny would be a good template to go off of.
A lot of this is... I don't think it's going to be a seamless multiplayer thing, especially with the Switch being a console that you can take on the go. A lot of people are going to be taking this on the go, as a Pokemon game.
At least a big open world type 3D Pokemon game would be cool.
It'll have online... I would love, like you said, a gym where you can connect to the internet and go in and have random battles and trade and stuff with a lot of other people. But
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's the dream. Yeah. I'm not even a massive Pokemon fan, and even I would love that.
Yeah. I just want a Pokemon game just on a larger scale with, true 3D graphics.
With stealth elements.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nikolai Fogg says, one of my favorite games of all time is the Yakuza games, or Yakuza. And unfortunately, they are super underrated. The games have awesome combat, amazing characters, tons of side activities, and a story that will make you laugh, smile, and make you shed man tears.
Wow.
My question is, have any of you guys played a Yakuza game before? And if not, is there any plans for picking up the game in the future?
No, I have not, and the main reason I haven't is because I know you're
racist.
I have to invest a ton of time into these games.
Do you?
They are huge, massive games. And when Zero came out, which I think that was the latest one to come out, it was just around other games that I was more interested in playing. So this is the type of game that if it were to come out in a drought, I would absolutely jump on. So.
Yeah, I heard, again, when I did that PS4 gift guide video, Yakuza is the third time I've had to talk about that, Yakuza 0 specifically. And I think the guy wrote that it's a great starting point because it takes place before all the others. Yeah. So if I was ever to try one, that would be the one. Yeah. But again, this is not the first I've heard that the Yakuza series is awesome. I'd love to try it eventually.
I'm hearing a lot more people talk about it now than I ever have.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not out of the question. It's definitely something I'm interested in playing at some point. Cheeky says, we're almost at the end, Jacob, I promise. I will get you to your car as soon as possible. Do you guys like Valve games? If so, what's your favorite? Mine is either the Portal series or the Half-Life series.
I'd say Portal's probably my favorite. I played all the Half-Lives, and I never really saw what everybody was talking about with them. They're fine, they're fun, but they're kind of just like whatever to me. I respect them, but they're not super high on the all-time list for me personally. But I thought Portal was really cool and unique thing that they did, and I really liked it.
Does Gary's Mod count as a Half-Life game? Or not Half-Life game, a Valve game?
I think so.
I've seen some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen in my life from Gary's Mod.
Yeah.
I'd say Portal.
I played like the first 2 hours of the first Half-Life game, and it didn't. This is back when we were like teenagers.
And I played this a long time ago too. So
it didn't grab me. I think nowadays I might appreciate it more. Yeah. But as a kid, I was crazy about Team Fortress 2 on Orange Box, and I had no idea that the character classes are the way that, because Overwatch I fully understand how that game works, but I didn't realize that Team Fortress 2 is like the same thing. And as a kid I was like, just pick the character you think looks the coolest, and I treated it like a shooter. I had no idea how team based it was. So Team Fortress 2, man, that's my pick. War Hero Gaming, sorry. Hey guys, longtime listener, love the show. We're glad to hear it.
Thank you.
I was wondering, since you briefly mentioned Monster Hunter World on the previous podcast, and remember, a few of these questions I'm reading are from like weeks ago that I wanted to catch up on. So if they're written, like if you wrote it recently, I apologize. But he says, I mentioned Monster Hunter World is on a previous podcast. If any of you were going to pick up the collector's edition, I was able to land a pre-order at my local GameStop before they sold out. Also, the last time I played a Monster Hunter game was Monster Hunter Tree on the Wii. So I wanted to ask if
Monster Hunter
Trilogy.
Okay.
I guess he shortened it to Tree.
Oh, okay.
So I want to ask if you've played Monster Hunter before, what was your last game and your favorite memory?
Nope.
No?
But I'm interested in this one.
Oh, I'm definitely playing it. It's early January, isn't it?
I think a beta is coming really soon.
Oh, yeah, December 11th or 12th, I believe. Definitely playing that. You can count on a Let's Play on this channel for sure.
I'll play it.
Oh, definitely. I'm very excited to try it. I want to read about it in that Game Informer eventually that I have. I still haven't opened it. I've seen it in action a ton. Obviously, there's plenty of videos, but the only Monster Hunter experience I've had before this was I watched, when we used to work with a gentleman at GameStop. He's a huge Monster Hunter fan. He played it on 3DS, I believe. Can't remember which one it was, but I watched him play for about an hour, and there was like a dead day in the store, and it looked pretty cool. My favorite memory is watching him play on handheld. Reminded me of my childhood with Preston when I would watch him play video games. Final question. Black Scotula. Guys, can you please get to Nier Automata soon? Just got the platinum the other day, which the other day was probably 2 months ago now. But we're glad that you got it. And I'm dying to hear your thoughts. Thought the game was outstanding, but a little disheartened after I went through the grueling task of getting the platinum, I then found out that you can buy all the finicky trophies from a vendor for in-game currency. Do you guys think this is a good implementation on a game if you don't have time to get the trophies legit, or is it a glorified cheat? I think it's a glorified cheat. I think that's so stupid.
I like it.
Why?
Because I just like it. It's an option, so
that's the thing about trophies. When I get trophies, which I don't even really care about, when I earn platinum trophies, I'm like, I worked for that. And that's, EA's like, we want a sense of progression and gratification. That's what I feel when I get a platinum trophy.
In this particular game, you have to beat it several times to unlock all the endings. And I haven't even looked at the trophy list yet. So if there are finicky, really weird trophies, having beaten the game several times, I'm assuming you've accumulated all this currency. And if there are just like trophies like, oh, killed 50 of these guys, I just buy it. It's fine.
Yeah, I
don't care, honestly.
It actually makes me more interested to platinum it, knowing that if there are little tiny weird trophies, as long as I just beat the games and do all the narrative ones, I could just buy.
I will say this: if it was a trophy where it was something that I wouldn't even really enjoy doing, like kill 10,000 robots, I'd be like, I'll buy that. Yeah. But certain trophies like that legitimately take a level of skill or persistence to achieve, I would prefer to have to earn them.
No, I agree.
But
I mean, I don't even know if you can buy all the trophies. I'm assuming beating the game and stuff, you can't buy those. So I think that's fine.
Hey, quick question before we wrap up here. Based off of this question, what is your proudest platinum of 2017? Persona 5?
Yeah.
Figured. Yep. What about you, Jacob? I think what yours is Lego Force Awakens.
That was not this year.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
I could have sworn we played that at the beginning of the year.
I platinum one game this year, so.
What'd you platinum? Horizon? Yeah. I think my proudest is Batman for sure, but Horizon was fine.
Oh yeah, I platinum Batman too.
Yeah. It gives you a platinum.
I had a I thought you were talking about Arkham Knight.
No.
Yeah, that actually was a lot of work to platinum. I had freaking Excel Google spreadsheets out when I was doing Persona with every day like planned out what I was going to do and stuff. So that
really is an accomplishment. I commend you for doing that. I commend you for platinum most of the games you platinumed. I think I platinumed a couple things, but Horizon comes to mind, and I'm proud of that because I just loved platinum.
That was the funnest platinum for sure.
Yeah.
But that was the ItsObviousGaming podcast. So my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games. Obviously, check us out on Thursday, December 7th. We are live streaming the Game Awards. All the predictions we made, we'll see if we guessed correctly or not. And you can fill out your own sheets and play alongside us.
Yes.
We can have a little game to see who got the most points. Remember when we watched on Xbox and you could literally vote?
Yeah, that was fun.
Would, show you who was winning. We saw you on like
your name popped up on the live stream.
We were like freaking out. I got the
next one wrong though. So.
Yeah, so we can have our own little game that we can play. But check the description down below for links to all our social media pages. Especially check out our Discord. We have a really cool community over there where we always have an ongoing conversation, which still surprises me that that's still going on.
It's amazing. So we can't really thank you guys enough for hanging out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to add?
One thing I'm disappointed about, I meant to say, for the thumbnail of this video, I don't know exactly how it's going to look, or how it currently looks if you're listening to this episode, but I goofed so hard after last week's episode because the thumbnail I made, all characters you see a picture of Aiden, Aloy, and I can't remember his name all of a sudden. BJ. I had to manually cut them all out with a pen tool in Photoshop, and that took me forever. Yeah. Especially Aloy with her crazy hair. I had to cut like these tiny holes in her hair and everything.
Did you do the magic wand?
The magic wand's fine, but it doesn't do it precisely, and it's actually ironically enough more work to do that because you have to like go back and edit certain parts of it that didn't grab. So I do it manually with the pen tool, but it took me forever, and I was like, I'm going to save all these PNGs for later because I can reuse them for certain thumbnails. And Aloy, that's my favorite picture of Aloy, and there's not there's a PNG of that shape, but it's like microscopic and it looks very bad when you blow it up. So I cut out my own of the big version. I was like, yes, I can hang on to this forever if I need to use it. And I accidentally deleted the file with all of them in it, and I was like, F me, dude. And I'm probably going to have to do a couple more of those for this thumbnail because of the Game Awards. So I'm really depressed about that. That's the sour note I'm ending this episode on, which I wanted to say this has been a very fun episode. I love doing this with you guys.
Yeah.
So hope everyone has a wonderful week this week. Play some games. Maybe we'll play some games together and look forward to this Thursday, the 7th, whatever day you're listening this week.
PSX is also next week.
It is, yeah. So that would be next week's episode, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
PSX happens Saturday, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So that's perfect because we can shoot the episode and kind of talk about Game Awards and PSX together. Yeah.
Hopefully something happens at PSX.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Something we didn't predict was what Oh, what
reveals we're going to see, because apparently it's the most reveals in Game Awards history, which means like 2 more than last year.
We can't do it now. So,
no,
but,
no idea.
Anyways, all right. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
As always, Jacob just bailed.
Yep. See y'all next week. See ya.